My name is Lori. I've been a personal trainer for, I don't know, almost 15 years probably. And I've been here for about 3 years. For those of you that aren't familiar with our facility, we have chiropractic, massage therapy, physical therapy, we have medical doctor, we have weight loss and wellness, and personal training and nutrition counseling. We all have kinds of things available for you. My role here is not only do I see personal training clients, people that maybe are looking to lose weight, or people that are looking to train for a specific event, or whatever their case may be, I work with them. But I also work with physical therapy patients as well. So once you've kind of got past that point of real bad pain, and we're trying to add some strengthening and things, that's when the physical therapist will say, you gotta go see Lori. And then I'll work with you through that. And then sometimes those people will stay on and become personal training clients. And I have a number of clients that have been with me for years. So throughout the day, I can be doing a little bit of both, okay? What else do I think? I think most of you guys are patients here. You kind of know what we're about. So about once a month, I do a seminar on some type of weight loss or wellness topic. And then soon we'll kind of be alternating between doing it at this location and the Chesterfield location. So get to everybody. So tonight we're going to talk about what is metabolism and what you can do to improve it. So who's got a good metabolism? How come nobody comes to my lectures with a good metabolism? Everybody comes and says, lines up, I'm going to go. Alright, so we're going to figure out what we can do to improve it. But let's talk about what it is. What is metabolism? How do you define it? What do you think? What are your ideas? We all talk about it being slow, but what is it really?
It's all the different functions that your body goes through every day.
That's pretty good. That's almost right out of a book. Yep, it is all the different things that your body does. It's converting fuel or food into a fuel source and how efficient your body is at doing that. So it involves hormones, it involves enzymes, and converting all that, and the faster your body does that, we all think the better we all are. We have a faster too. So, but let's first look at what's up here. Let's look at RMR. I got some abbreviations here. RMR plus ADLs equals metabolism. So RMR stands for resting metabolic rate. This is how many calories your body burns if you were comatose in a hospital bed. Because they're going to feed you. They got to keep you alive. They're trying to heal you. And they got to figure out how much to feed you. And they're going to do that by measuring your RMR, your resting metabolic rate. So it's your comatose. How many calories you burn if you're comatose. Okay? So we add that. Oh, and by the way, this makes up 60 to 70% of all the calories you burn every day. So we want to know that number. That's an important number to know. Then we add in your activities of daily living. So we've got this young mother here going crazy, trying to do it all. She's pretty busy. She's probably got a pretty high metabolism. She's going crazy. All right, so activities of daily living, which may also include, if we wanted to include calories that you burn when you're working out. And we add those together, and that's what's known as metabolism, also known as basal metabolic rate. Okay, sometimes you'll see BMR and RMR and metabolism. You might see these kind of all used interchangeably, but the one I really want you to pay attention to is RMR, resting metabolic rate. And we'll talk about some of those other ones as we go on. Okay, so what do you think one of the things is that affects your metabolism? What affects it? How about your mom and dad? So genetics. We know that if parents are obese, a child has a 70 to 80% chance of also being obese. Okay, so what is it? Is it the genetics this child's coming into this world with? Or is it the house that he or she is living in? Well, it's a little bit of both. Okay, so what do we do to find out? We got to go study twins. And what we found out by studying twins is that twins have a 60 to 70% chance of weighing the same if they're separated at birth. 60 to 70%. So genetics plays a role, but it's not everything. It's still got 40 to 30% there that you're working with. Okay? So it's not an excuse. It's okay, I might not have the best genetics, but this is where you have to decide, okay, I gotta decide my attitude on this. I go, okay, I'm screwed, I have bad genetics. No, this is your opportunity to go, okay, I still can play a role on this. It's not everything. It's not the end of the world. This is where you have to be around healthy people. You get to choose your other family, your friends, and you want to choose the healthy ones, okay? Because it's in these circles of our family and our friends that health and wellness and being active lifestyle, healthy lifestyle is catchy. In your circle of friends, I am sure rumors can travel very fast, especially juicy rumors. Same thing happens with lifestyle. It's all very catchy, okay? So you want to surround yourself with people that are of the same mindset. If you're trying to make a lifestyle change, you might have to spend a little less time with some of those people that are bad influences, okay? And you know what I'm talking about, the people that they always just want to go to eat. They're always having parties with potato chips out and no veggie dip or whatever, no veggie stuff. You know, you have to start to engage with some other people that have the kind of lifestyle or the habits that you desire to have. So, for those of you that get massages here, you might recognize this was one of our physical therapists, and this is Marissa, one of our massage therapists. And she's a great example of this. And Michelle was just telling me this. Michelle came to us because she knew Marissa. And Marissa has become a lot more active. She's really into running now. She joined the gym. She does half marathons, and she's running all the time. She's now got a whole new group of friends because she started this new lifestyle. Okay? She's lost a lot of weight. She's part of the whole gym thing now. So this was an example where, you know, her life kind of changed as she started to meet new people, and now she's a model, and people look up to her and answer her questions, and so she's attracting more of that around her. So you want to surround yourself with those people and start to let it get those catchy, good health habits. All right, now here's age. We all know this affects metabolism, right? What's going on with age? Well, we can't do anything to stop it, but you do definitely want to fight it. And I don't think there's anything new here that you haven't heard. Fighting against that aging process. Exercise is probably one of the biggest things. It's staying active and getting organized exercise is one of the ways to fight the aging process. You can gain muscle well into your 80s. So don't think it's too late to start to join the gym and start doing weights and, well, I can't gain muscle, I've never done it before in my life. It's not too late, okay? Women can gain lean muscle mass well into their 80s. Laughing and smiling, that's another good one. That helps keep you young, okay? Recommendation is 6 times a day. So you don't want to be, good job.
I was going to say, I'm so young, we don't laughing, I act like a juvenile.
I love it.
We get in trouble all the time, I got the same cackle, so.
I thought so, you guys are sitting in the back.
Somebody was telling me they actually have laughing yoga.
I've heard of that, and you've done it? How was it?
It was fun. One person starts at, well, I had a pulmonary issue, I had a lung disease 5 years ago, and overcome it. Well, during it was with exercise.
Yeah,
I did
and
that.
laughing yoga was part of it.
And, yeah, we had well, it was a chair yoga for the pulmonary.
Okay.
And she said we did yoga with her, and we just started laughing yoga, and of course, it didn't take much to get us going.
I love it. That's fun. And I always, whenever I put this up there, I'm like, I always think of like the really old people. We've all seen them, right?
I tell my kids if I ever get one, I take you to the ones that shoot me.
That's so fun. I know, we don't want to be that very old person. So one of the things that you can do, and we've all had days where, gosh, I don't know if I laughed today. So one of the things that I find that helps is you go on YouTube, go look for a funny animal video, something like that. I like the animal videos because I don't think it's funny when somebody falls on a bike and gets hurt. But I love to watch an animal being silly, chasing his tail. That'll make me laugh every time. You know, so whatever it is that might make you laugh, sometimes it might just mean at the end of the day, okay, we gotta go look for a little laugh before you go to bed. So another way to fight this aging process is supplements. So there's a lot of supplements. We carry a lot of supplements. It could be a little overwhelming. So first thing I recommend is get your vitamin D levels checked. Typically, if Dr. Solomon is doing blood work for you out of this office, he's writing it on the script. Because you have to ask specific for it. If they just write out a script for full blood panel, they not necessarily include vitamin D. So you have to ask for the vitamin D. And you have to check it. Just don't start taking vitamin D because you think you might need it. Alright, so find out where it is, get a recommendation as to how much you should be taking. But definitely next time you have blood work done, make sure they throw that on there. Another recommendation I have about that is it does make a difference what time of year you're having that blood work done. Starting now, we might start to go into a little deficiency. Okay. Another supplement is vitamin B, gives you energy, helps your heart, helps fight fatigue. That's another good one to kind of help that aging process. Also is good for moods, helping keep you in a good mood. And then on a side note, and omegas, we've all heard like your fish oils. That's pretty common. I think most of us know we need to be taking our omegas, our healthy fish oil supplements. Those are good for inflammation, and as we get older, those joints start to swell. Gotta get that fish oil in there. And just as a little side note kind of about vitamins is, just so you know, RDA values, like when you look on a nutrition label, RDA values were established over 60 years ago. And they were not established to figure out what you needed to be healthy. They were established to figure out the bare minimum you need to fight just disease. So they really don't have anything to do with how healthy and how good you feel. It's just to try to keep people from disease.
Now on D, is that just B12 or all Bs?
Oh, you know what? I didn't really get specific about it, but all Bs are typically for some form of energy. Yeah. So B12 is the big one, but there is a spectrum. Usually when you're taking like a multivitamin, it has a whole spectrum. If you're needing something more specific, then I would talk to Dr. Solomon or something. And then,
Lori?
yes?
Vitamin D. Can you have too much vitamin D?
You don't have too much.
Because when I had mine tested, the doctor said it was the most he's ever seen. And
Are you supplementing with it?
I take calcium and vitamin D. And
Okay.
I drink milk, and I take a multiple vitamin D in it.
Okay.
So I just wanted to maybe I too much.
So now here's the thing, because vitamin D is getting a lot of research, it's getting a lot of publicity. And I have seen ranges of numbers as to what's considered too much. And sometimes I see one article that says it's too much, and one article that says, well, for this particular case, with this particular issues, like this demographic, this was what they needed. So that's when I'm like, okay, you need to get it checked and have a doctor be kind of watching it with you. You know, I think it's one of those things where everybody's different. You know, and
Too much is better than not enough.
I don't know. You know, where do we get into that point where too much is harmful? You know, is there something else that they're looking in your blood work to see if it's becoming harmful?
Well, it does affect the calcium in your body. So if you're taking too much, you could run into high calcium levels in the blood and in your urine, so then you could get kidney stones. But your doctor should tell you how much.
Yeah, if he's noticing that it was so high.
Cut back.
Yeah. All right. Oh, let's talk about fat. All right. So this is one of the things I hear all the time. Well, muscle weighs more than fat. And the reason we're talking about this is because we're going to start talking about muscle. But before we talk about the good stuff, I want to talk about the fat. Okay. So muscle weighs more than fat. Well, not really, because a pound of muscle and a pound of fat both weigh a pound. And we've got a great, you might have seen our 5 pounds of fat, yeah. But the other clip, sorry. But pound of muscle and a pound of fat both weigh a pound. The difference is that a pound of muscle doesn't take up nearly as much room in your genes, and it looks a lot better in your genes than a pound of fat. Okay. So average person has 27 million fat cells. And the only way you can get rid of them is through lipo. They will always be there. You can shrink them, they can expand, and they can shrink. But you can never get rid of them. Okay? Just depends on how big they are. Okay? So the reason you want to have more pounds of muscle is because a pound of muscle burns 6 calories a day. A pound of fat burns 2 calories a day. So that adds up. So every time you're gaining a little bit of muscle and losing a little fat, guess what? You're increasing that metabolism. Your RMR is going up. Your resting metabolic rate. Because you're carrying around more muscle. There's a lot more calories to carry around that muscle. So, and that's what you got to do your weight training. This is probably one of the #1 things that you can do to help keep your metabolism up, is do that resistance training. My recommendation is 2 to 3 times a week. If you're just starting out, 2 times a week is probably great. If you've been at it for a while and you kind of plateaued, maybe you need 3 times a week. You know, but I say don't be afraid of it. How many people have done resistance training? Yay! So we're not afraid, right? Good. So for people first starting out, for a lot of women that I work with, I recommend full body circuit training, which that just means every time you work out, you're hitting every major muscle group. You're hitting your chest, you're hitting your back, you're hitting your legs. Notice I didn't say biceps. How many times have you watched Biggest Loser and seen them there doing this? Guess what? This little muscle is not going to help you lose a pound. So we don't have time for that. We're using this muscle in the other bigger movements that we're doing. When you're doing back exercises, you're doing pulls, you're doing rows, you're going to hit your bicep. When you're doing chest exercises and you're pushing away, you're going to hit your tricep. Hey, if you got time for it and you got the energy for it, hey, go for it. But most of the people I work with, we've got limited time. Hey, I get you 2 times a week. That's it. This is the only time you're working out. I'd rather use bigger muscle groups, burn a lot more calories in that workout, than focus on this. Okay. Once in a while, like today, one of my guys, he came in yesterday and today. Usually it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. He's got something going on. And I said, I'm going to come see you Tuesday. So guess what? I couldn't do some stuff with him today because he was sore from yesterday. We did triceps. He's like, whoa, we've never done this before. But he'll be sore tomorrow. But there was a specific reason for it. So the biggest thing is just get up and get moving and start doing the resistance. Oh, I want to go back to this. That's what I was thinking. The 2 to 3 times a week, doing resistance training, full body, maybe 2 to 3 sets. Start out with 2 sets, maybe up to 15 reps. So by the time you get to 15, it's heavy. It's fatiguing. It's not you get to 15 and okay, yeah, I feel it, it's burning a little bit. No, I want it to be heavy. I want it to be challenging to you. Okay? Otherwise, you're just kind of using what your body already has. You know, if you're just kind of going through the motion, but it's not really pushing you out of your comfort zone, you're just kind of doing what you already can do. You got to give your body a reason to change. So that might mean putting on a little bit more weight. Okay? So that by the time you get to the end of that set, you know that you were pushed. You're giving your body a reason to change. Does that make sense? You feel good on that one? Okay. So resistance training, important one for helping keeping that metabolism humming along. All right, so we have to talk about diets. Are diets making you fat? This could be a way that you could be hurting your metabolism. So there was a study done in 2002 looking at collegiate runners and collegiate gymnasts. And they looked at what is their body fat percentage. Okay, they're all healthy, they're all college athletes, right? So they're doing pretty good. Took their body fat percentage and looked at how many calories each of these girls ate on a regular basis. So the girls that had the highest body fat percentage ate the least amount of calories. So, if you're not eating enough, and these girls obviously were working out a lot, you know, they got long practices year-round. So they may have been eating what was enough if they weren't in a sport, but they weren't eating enough. You know, they weren't consuming enough calories. Calorie intake was too low, and their body started storing the fat. What happens if you're eating less than your RMR, your comatose rate, if you're eating less than that, your body will actually start to tell itself, hey, you need to store a little bit more fat. You need to store more fat and burn less fat. It's a double whammy. And your body creates these enzymes. This is what your thyroid's telling your body to do. Your thyroid starts to tell your body, hey, make these enzymes so we can store a little bit more fat. And now these enzymes over here make some more of these so we don't burn so much fat. So I need this. I need a little cushion here. And the other thing is, if you're eating too few calories, you're malnourished. There's no way you're getting enough vitamins. All right? So a low-calorie diet for most of us is going to be anything under 1,200 calories. I know there's all kinds of diets out there that are 1,200 or even 800 calorie diets. But in the long term, what's it going to do to your metabolism? Because every time your body gets into this mode where the thyroid starts to tell your body to store fat, every time you do that, it gets worse and worse. And that's what can kill your metabolism. Now, if you go a day or two, and you don't eat enough food, your body's not going to